What's up, my folks? This is Sharp Knife 45, and I got a brand new Let's Play for you of the day. It's a Sucker Punch production. One of my favorite adventure, an adventure game of all time. So today's gameplay is Sly Cooper and the Devious Raccoonus, available on the PS2 Classics. It's also on the HD collection on the PS3. Unfortunately, I'm playing this on my PS3. And I don't like that. And you're about to find out why in later episodes. But for now, I'm excited to play this game. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm pressing select to start a new game because I already have a saved data. Of course, I didn't complete it. But still. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with the new game.
Sly! Come in! Sly! Do you read me?
Yeah, I read you. Loud and very loud.
Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Trying to break into police headquarters does that.
Get over it, Bentley. You're safe in the van. I'm the thief here. I've got to steal that file from Inspector Carmelita Fox.
Well, count on me to be your eyes and ears, buddy. We got their security system totally scoped. To get inside, you're gonna have to go through that air vent.
All right, I'm going in.
And don't forget you got me at the wheel, Sly. All you gotta do is grab the file and get back to the van. We'll do the rest.
Just keep that engine running, Murray. I'll be down in no time.
And as you can see, this is Sly Cooper. And he's a thief. Pretty awesome thief, too. This is Sucker Punch production. I'm pretty sure you already know that. Sly Cooper and the Devious Raccoonus. This is one of my favorite PlayStation games of all time. Starring Sly Cooper. Also starring Bentley the Turtle. And Murray. Alright, as you can see, these coins, they actually give you something. And also introducing Carmelita Montoya Fox as the inspector. Collect these coins and you'll be able to get something. Alright, let's keep moving.
Hey, Bentley, I think I'm seeing things. Must be vertigo or something. Can you see those crazy blue lights?
Really? I've read about this. Master raccoon thieves are able to sense thieving opportunities, which manifest themselves as unexplainable blue auras. According to my research, all you have to do is get near them and hold down the circle button, and you should perform a super sneaky master thief move.
Hold down the circle button near blue auras. I'm on it.
When you see blue auras like these, it means that Sly can do a master thief move. Pretty awesome. We're gonna see more of these blue auras much later. X is to do a jump, and if you press X again, Sly will do a double jump. Press square to use your cane. You can also break stuff to get some coins. Also, when you see a turtle as Bentley, it means that you can look it through the Binoculcom again. Speaking of which, to use the Binoculcom, use the L1 button and move around with the left analog stick. Zoom in or zoom out with the right analog stick. When you want to go back, press the L1 button. You're going to watch out for these lasers.
Be extra careful here, Sly. Break one of those laser beams and you'll set off the alarms. Not to mention, you'll be fried to a crisp.
Yeah, you don't want to touch these laser beams. If you do, you're going to set off the alarm. But don't worry, the lasers won't hurt you. Unless you touch them again. When you see this alarm, break it. And the lasers will be deactivated.
Nice job, you're in. Inspector Carmelita Fox's office is behind the red door.
Alright, let's go through behind the red door. And here it is. Huh.
That door must be super reinforced, Sly. Maybe there's a way to get around it.
And there is. Now to perform a super sneaky master thief move. Just don't look down. Look at me, I'm just breaking stuff. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of coins in these objects when you break them. And here's the safe.
Way to go, Sly. This is where Inspector Carmelita Fox stashes all her important files. I hacked into the police security mainframe and discovered this vault's combo. Try dialing in 937.
Make sure you input the correct vault's combo. 937. Of course, there is a way that you can use the code without having to input the right numbers.
Nice job! You got it! If you come down through the fire escape and head through the parking lot, we'll be waiting in the getaway van.
When Sly puts the raccoon thingy, whatever it is, it means that someone knows that he's already been there. As I was saying, you can also mess up the right combination to the safe. But I don't know if it'll work in the HD collection. Just gonna break some stuff before we get moving. Oh yeah, when Sly hits some metal objects, like this safe for example, his cane will vibrate. And here's Carmelita Fox.
You foolish raccoon. I've caught you red-handed.
Ah, Carmelita. I haven't seen you since I gave you the slip in Bombay.
Which reminds me, you need to return the Firestone of India to its rightful owner.
And I was going to give it to you as a little token of my... That bazooka really brings out the color of your eyes. Very fetching.
You think? This pistol packs a paralyzing punch. You ought to try it. Might snap you out of your crime spree.
And give up our little rendezvous?
Plenty of time for that once you're safely behind bars.
Love to stick around and chat, but I just dropped by to pick up this case file. I think you've had it long enough.
Now we gotta get away from Carmelita Fox. You want to avoid the shot blast from her pistol. Also, Sly doesn't have any health bars. At least not in here, anyway. Just get away from Carmelita's shot pistol. Now we gotta get to the rendezvous point. And there's the van. Just make sure you get away from the shots that she's firing. That shock blast can be really shocking.
You can't escape me, raccoon!
I just love when Carmelita says that.
Once again, my gang and I give Inspector Carmelita Fox the slip. I was surprised to see how well she took it. Finally, the secret police file I've been searching for all these years. With this, I could avenge my family and regain possession of our most valued treasure. It all began when I was just a kid, bouncing on my father's knee. You see, I come from a long line of master thieves who kept all their secrets of sneaking and stealing in an ancient book. The Thievius Raccoons.
Ooh, nice.
Who read it learned to be especially sneaky, which is why we specialize in stealing from criminals. After all, there's no honor, no challenge, no fun stealing from ordinary people. You rip off a master criminal, and you know you're a master thief. Well, on the night I was supposed to inherit the book, 5 visitors came unannounced to my door.
Uh-oh.
My father fought to protect us, but the gang of villains known as the Fiendish Five overpowered him and ransacked their house until they found the Thievius Raccoonus. Our family's manual of thieving greatness fell into their filthy hands. They tore the book into 5 pieces and split it up, each villain disappearing to the farthest corners of the world to commit dastardly crimes. Broken alone, I was dumped at the town orphanage. There I met 2 guys who became my lifelong buddies and trusted crew. Bentley, techno genius and strategist supreme, and Murray, part-time driver and full-time burden. Together we pledged to track down the Fiendish Five, avenge my father, and steal back the Thievius Raccoonus. I knew I was about to face the toughest test of my life. On this mission, I would either become a master thief like my ancestors before me, or fail and allow my family name to bite the dust.
And that's how Sly became a thief. This icon will appear every time your progress is being saved.
That was a nice piece of work back there at police headquarters, Sly. Come see me if you want to check out any of your old movies. I've got them all here on my computer. Use the left analog stick to move around the hideout and the X button to select things.
If you want to look at some of the menus, go to Bentley and hit the X button. Unfortunately, I don't have enough files. I don't have a lot of files on here. Just one.
I've already plotted a route to our first target.
So we're gonna get started on our first mission. But first things first, if you go to the right a bit, you'll see Murray just hanging out. That's actually pretty funny. And it looks like he's eating those peanuts. If you press X, watch what happens. That gets funnier every time. Yeah, he's gonna be here around, preventing you from going to the next mission. Until you finish the first one.
I've already plotted a route to our first target.
Speaking of which, let's get started on our first mission.
The road trip gave me the time I needed to study up on Sir Raleigh the Frog. As a young man, this hot-tempered frog grew bored of his life of luxury and privilege. On a whim, he tried his hand at a bit of piracy and found it to his liking. Raleigh, who quickly became addicted to crime, was brought into the Fiendish Five as chief machinist, where his evil tinkering genius rose to new heights. The last reported sighting of this mad machinist was off the sunny coast of the Isle of Rat, a small island uncomfortably situated in the middle of a perilous Welsh triangle.
Sly Cooper in Tide of Terror. There's going to be some title missions throughout the whole missions. Right now, we're at A Stealthy Approach. And here we go, playing as Sly. Don't forget to keep collecting those coins, because you're going to need them for something.
Hey, Sly, I just spotted something that's going to complicate the mission. See that nasty-looking gate? It blocks the only road leading into Raleigh's hideout.
No problem. I'll just use my climb move.
Okay, but remember, you can only climb on certain objects, like pipes and ropes.
Yeah, sure. Like that ladder there?
That is correct, but do not forget, Sly. You have to get close.
Then hit the circle button to grab it. Yeah. Relax, Bentley. I live for this stuff.
Yeah, and that's what worries me.
Bentley gets a little bit worried about Sly doing some dangerous things. But he'll get used to it in later games. Now, as I mentioned before, Sly doesn't have any health bars. So if he takes one hit, well, then you'll lose a life. Fortunately, there are no lives in later games. Now you're probably wondering what this bottle is for. Well, if we break it...
Now this is very interesting. The message you just found appears to be some sort of clue. I'll decipher here in the van. In the meantime, see if you can find any more clues. The more I
When you see bottles like these, it means they're part of the clues. What are the clues for? You'll have to find out later. Alright, looks like we found a walrus with a hammer. Or a big mallet, if I should say. Let's find all the clue bottles so we can crack the code. Remember, you want to break everything so you can get some coins. Of course there are other coins. Of course there are still more coins throughout the area. Some clue bottles are going to be a little bit hard to find in later levels. But for here, I think this is going to be pretty easy to find. That is if I don't miss any. Anyway, when you see a ladder like this, press the circle button and Sly will climb it. Now, there's a different cutscene for the climbing parts, but I'll get to that like much later in the episodes. Anyway, let's head on down.
Hold on, Sly. See those searchlights? One careless step and you'll be subjected to acute combustion.
You done whining. Let's go.
I'm just trying to keep you alive, partner. Fortunately for you, I launched these signal repeaters throughout Raleigh's fortress. Get close to one, and I can checkpoint your progress.
Nice.
Alright, so now we just gotta avoid these spotlights. Alright, but if you do activate them, don't worry. You can always deactivate them by turning off the alarm. Now we see a walrus with some kind of Shoryuken star. Watch out what he's throwing. But yeah, some coins will disappear every time you... The coins will disappear if you don't collect them in time. Like that. Yep, this signal thing, whatever Bentley said, will activate as your checkpoint.
According to my amphibio positioning system, that big blimp is where Raleigh is hiding out.
You know, that blimp looks more like a machine than a hideout.
You're right, Sly. That is a storm machine. It's the reason why it never stops raining around here.
That explains all the wrecked ships.
But why would Raleigh want bad weather at his own hideout 24/7?
Beats me. The rain or shine, I'm gonna steal my family's book back. If Raleigh gets in my way, it's on.
Looks like we get to Raleigh's ship. Or his hideout, if I'm not mistaken. This is the reason why you need to collect 100 coins. With it, you'll be able to get a horseshoe called a Lucky Charm. This Lucky Charm will actually protect you from enemies. Of course, you'll still get hit by them. But if you do get hit, that's alright. Luckily, your Lucky Charm keeps you alive. That's why it's so lucky. Alright, let's get moving. You're going to be careful about this water. It's gonna push Sly off the ledge.
Nice job so far, Sly. To get over the next gate, you'll need to grab onto this hook using your cane. Just jump and hit the circle button.
Got it. Jump and hit the circle button to grab onto hooks.
When you see a hook like this, press the X button, and Sly will grab it with his cane by pressing the circle button. Looks like we got another walrus. Okay, I don't think I missed any clue bottles here. We're gonna need 5 more to crack the code. Another checkpoint. Alright, now we just gotta get away from these spotlights. Got it. And here's the reason why you need to break those clue bottles.
That large vault has got to be somehow related to those clues in bottles you've been collecting. If you can locate all the clues in this area, I should be able to crack the code and get you inside it.
You're going to need to find more clue bottles in order to activate the code in this vault. That part. Dun, dun. Never gets old. Alright, just 2 more. And these are the last 2.
You found it, Sly. That's the final clue to crack the code. Now find that vault and I'll give you the instructions to open it.
And here's the vault.
Press the circle to enter the vault code. The clues have led me to believe that the code for this vault is 792.
You can actually mess up the combinations to the vaults. But like I said, I don't know if it's going to work on the HD collection. So let's see. Nope. That only works on the PS2 collection. The classic.
Sly, you found a page from Amphibious Raccoonus. This page teaches old Drake Cooper's fast attack dive move. Press the triangle button to use it.
When you find a page of the Thievius Raccoonus, you're gonna get an extra power-up. For example, like the dive. It's a new power-up. Press the triangle button to use it. Of course, some power-up moves are not gonna be that good, but they'll still come in handy. Looks like we got ourselves a key. And this key opens a lock. You're probably wondering what that green glowy thing that looks like a sun is for. Well, if we go on in, we'll go to the Prowling the Grounds. And here's the hideout that Raleigh's in.
That blimp looks like the most secured location on this boat. If Raleigh's really as smart as his police file suggests, then that's where I'll find him.
Wonderful idea, but your plan is flawed.
Why?
Because it's impossible to get near him. To access Raleigh's blimp, you would have to sneak through that high voltage power tube. To do that without getting electrocuted, you'd have to destroy that power generator. And to do that, you need 2 more of Raleigh's treasure keys, which are heavily guarded.
Interesting. So when are you gonna get to the impossible part?
Fine. But I warned you. I marked the areas you need to hit with holographic markers. Follow them to your objectives.
Thanks.
Don't mention it. It's your funeral.
Yeah, Bentley does get a little worried about Sly. But like I said, in later games, he's gonna get over it. Anyway, you can also move Sly and Bentley with the left and right analog sticks when you're in a Binocucom conversation. Alright, and here's another lucky charm. Of course, Bentley's gonna go through with it.
Wow, you found a lucky charm. That'll protect you when you take any damage.
That's what I told them.
I see, chaps. My heartiest congratulations to you all. The Soul Machine has sunk its 50th ship last night, and the loot has already been unloaded. Our operation is moving along splendidly, with the possible exception being the ground's
As you can see, that's Raleigh talking. Now over here, we see a flashlight guard. Now you're going to want to be careful with that flashlight guard. If he detects you, he's going to try to hurt you with just one attack. So you want to be careful. Because like I said, these flashlight guards will attack you with one hit. But as long as you have a lucky charm, you'll be fine. And when you see a slight icon like this one for example, that means you can get an extra life. And these extra lives will come in handy. I think you can only carry up to like 100 or 99 lives. I think it's 99 lives. I'm not really sure. Alright, let's see what missions we're going to go to. Into the machine. High-class heists. I think I said class with T and not the S. Well, close enough. There's also another mission up there, but I think we'll do it some other time. In fact, I think that's going to do it for this episode. So thank you all for watching. By the way, you can also view the map and what missions you've already been to. And if you want to go back to the hideout, just go ahead and exit the level. Alright, so tune in next time as we do High Class and Into the Machine. I'll go over to the other levels some other time. For now, Sharp Knife is signing off. And I'll see you all next time.